Hi Capricorn, welcome back. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome to I'm Destiny Calling Tarot. And Capricorn, this is going to be your weekly reading, which is going to cover the time frame of April the 5th through April 11th, 2020. Let's take a deep breath, guys. We're going to get relaxed and then we'll get started, okay? Deep breath. That's going to allow us to release all of the negative, toxic energies. All right, let's take another deep breath. That's going to allow us to bring in the positive vibes into our energies. All right, guys. So this is going to be your general read for the Capricorn Collective, where it's so general. If you're noticing things not resonating with you, it simply means those particular messages weren't meant for you, and that's okay. Dates as well. They are general guidelines here in the reading, so just keep that in mind. We're all in different places in our journey, so you might notice things happening a few days or weeks before and after these dates. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is taking care of their health and taking care of each other wherever possible. I hope everyone is trying their best also to remain balanced. So taking care of yourself on a physical level, doing the simple little things that we can do, such as maybe, getting vitamin D from the sun, drinking extra water, taking a 10-minute walk is better than no walk at all, right? So if we're able to do these things, we get out and push ourselves to go out and do these things. Not only the physical, but I mean the emotional aspect of what we're going through as a globe at this time. That is going to be something that is going to catch up with us as well. I do feel that it's a time right now that we're going to need to feel the feelings that we're feeling. Don't bottle them up. Allow them to flow. Keep in mind, you don't want to focus on the news 24/7. We can get informed with the news on a daily basis and get the necessary information that we need, which is the responsible thing to do. But then at the end of the day, we can't be watching it every day, all day long. I understand some people, some people are super busy right now with work, and then it's the complete opposite for others where there's no work for them at this time and they're isolated and self-isolating. So if you have all that extra time on your hands, chances are you're watching a lot of news. Try to limit that as much as possible. Fit other things into your schedule, which are going to be productive on a mental health level. Things also that can keep your mental space healthy. If you're a student and you're used to learning, maybe take something online, such as a new language. There's all kinds of things we can focus on. What you're going to want to do really is to find something that you are or have been passionate about in your past, and maybe you haven't had time to do that. So let's pick those things up again. Let's get creative. Creativity is great as well because it's going to allow you to really let your emotions flow freely, which is going to be so important at this time. So we're going to want to make sure to do everything we can for ourselves. Self-care at this time is so important. We're going to want to have a mind, body, spirit balance. So do everything we can for ourselves so that we can fill our own cups. And by doing that, it's going to allow us to be strong and healthy, so that at some point, if we're being called to help others, we can do that because we have focused on ourselves first. Some people may not fully realize at this point that the best way that you can heal the collective is to focus on the self. By focusing on yourself, because no one else can do this for us. So by taking on this responsibility, self-responsibility, taking care of the self, you are making a huge impact towards the overall collective. We are all connected. And it is going to be so important that we make ourselves a priority during this time. I am sensing quite a bit of just despair is kind of setting in, sense of, I'm sensing a lot of a depression, energy here in the collective, which is very concerning to me. We're going to want to reach out to each other. We're going to want to check up on each other. We're going to want to reach out to, there's resources that are available. So there's numbers we can call to talk to people. And these are the people that desperately want us to call them, desperately want to be there to support and help us. This is a vital time for your mental health. So if that is becoming an issue and it's concerning to you, please make that contact. It's going to be so important. It takes a lot of courage to reach out and ask for help. So keep that in mind. If you are that person who is going to be making that step to reach out, you should be incredibly proud of the courage that you are putting out there during this time. And then in a sense, others may see and you may be an inspiration for others as well. All right, guys, I just wanted to put that out there, and finally to thank all of those who are working very hard at this time, frontline workers, and also to kind of put a little prayer out into the universe for all of those who have lost loved ones during this time. It's a very sensitive time for everyone, let alone having lost a loved one. So it's definitely sending light and love their way during this time. All right, guys, let's select your cards. Spirit, please provide messages for Capricorn. And this is going to be to cover the time frame of April the 5th through April 11th, 2020. What messages did you want to have come forward for Capricorn? What messages can you send forward at this time? These are your cards. Let's have a look. All right, so I'm going to take a look at the Oracle cards. I'll save the Blessing card and the Inspirational card here for the end. So we'll take a look at the Oracle cards first. They will provide us with the overall energies here for the entire reading today. All right, first card. It says balance. Exactly what I was just saying. I understand and embrace the opposing forces in life that bring about balance. So at the top it says balance. So right now this is crucial for not only you, but for everyone at this point to maintain balance on all levels. And I'm not going to go any further into detail on that. Next card, understanding. This is going to be very important as well. I'll read from the book directly here just to get some insight. There might be specific messages that were meant to come out from this book. All right, it says, creating a bridge between people or groups requires setting the ego aside. I will say I am a true believer that during this point in humanity, we are being asked to set our ego aside. This is not said lightly when I say this. Treat others exactly how you would like to be treated during this time. This is going to be so crucial. Our words, our actions towards another individual can have really big negative consequences towards ourselves and also towards another's experience that they're experiencing during this time. Center yourself in love and light with the intent to understand things from others' points of view. I know this is something hard that I've been working on myself, always understanding that you are entitled to your point of view just as much as others are entitled to theirs. We can sometimes agree to disagree, and that's okay. As long as we don't mean any harm on anyone, there's no harm in agreeing to disagree. Once you can see all sides, act as a peacemaker, helping others release their biases and view others with compassion and understanding. It says, I am secure enough in myself to see others' viewpoints. I seek to build compassion and understanding between myself and others. So this understanding here, this is really all about understanding, specifically in your reading, it's about understanding that we are a part of a whole. We are united. Humanity is united. We can connect to divine, we can connect to the angelic realms, we can connect to spirit, and this is where we are all one. And this is what we need to learn during this time. We need to get this right. This is a really big wake-up call for humanity. It really truly is about coming together at this time, helping each other, viewing each other's points of view, having compassion for a fellow human being, and leaving ego out of it, right? So this is not only understanding for others, but for yourself. This is about self-understanding, self-care, self-reflection. It's all about having self-compassion. These are things humanity has lost, and we have been a sick society for a long time. And it's tragic that it takes an event to this degree to make our minds shift into more of a unity-based thinking, more of a working together to get through difficult times. It's going to take a village of people to change the issues that we're experiencing on this planet at this time, and we all have our special gifts that we can assist during this time. So it says, your third card says, worthwhile. Life is not about being taught a lesson for getting something wrong. It's about having an experience that adds richness to your life. Humanity truly is learning a very difficult lesson during this time. If you ask me on personally, I do believe that. I believe here specifically in your reading, however, this is saying that don't be so hard on yourself for all of the wrongs that you can look back on at this time during self-reflection. You really do need to understand that you can't live in the past. You can't go back to the past. You can't change the past. We need to learn to forgive and to let it go. We are really needing to be in the now moment, accepting our current reality. And once we do, then we can really start to get to work on ourselves, our self-care, and then taking care of each other. There's going to be a lot of rebuilding that are going to happen in future times. So we really need to make ourselves first and foremost a priority. And like I said, we're going to have to come together as a whole to make things in the future for a period of rebuilding and reconstructing and restructuring, and any other R word you can think of probably fits in. Respecting each other. And it says also adding to the richness of life. To me personally, it's all about lessons learned, meaning you're going to have this wisdom that you're going to send forward into the next generation. The next generation needs us at this time to fight this battle. We need to be cautious as to socially what we're allowing and not allowing during this time. This is going to be the legacy that we're going to leave for our children and our grandchildren. So we really need to step up during this time to make sure that we are in charge of that, and we're not just being, we're not just kind of going along with what is being said. Always question what you're taking in for information. That's how I will put it. Yes, my dogs are barking because they see the kids out in the yard. So I should probably let them out, but I'm going to continue with your reading. They will be okay. All right. Okay. So we have 5 of Wands, and it says competition. During this time frame, guys, if this is striking you, 5 of Wands, if this is striking you as something that is in your energies, such as competition, overall, I would advise that you really don't go with the crowd at this time. Go with your intuition at this time. Definitely don't make struggles at this time for yourself as far as needing to be the dominant individual in a situation. Make sure you're basing your concerns strictly on facts at this time, and check and recheck your sources of facts during this time. Focus on your vision for yourself and your future first and foremost, and don't focus so much on what others are doing until you become completely 100% clear and focused on your own desire first and foremost. So when this comes out, it is concerning because it is about conflict and chaos, and this is clearly what is happening during these times. But it's really about, at the end of the day, really remembering that it's about honoring each other's differences in order to be able to get along and move forward. And I think we went over that even before the cards came up. Next card, Six of Pentacles, is all about generosity. I've been trying to get this reading done, I think, for the last 2 days. And if I stop now to let the dogs out, I might not get it done for another 2 days. So I'm really on the fence as to whether or not I should just go let them out. But I'm not going to, because I want you guys to have your reading. So apologize for the barking dogs. All right, so generosity. It's all about you coming to terms with what you have as far as needs and wants. People are struggling during these difficult times. If there are things that you have that you need, hold on to them. There's no shame in that. If you have an excess of things that is more of a want instead of a need at this time, it's probably a really good idea to reach out and share our resources during this time. I will say that you will definitely find that you're going to benefit more so long term. What you're going to give, you're going to receive back tenfold. Maybe not immediately, but I can promise you this is a law of the universe. All right, look at this one, guys. It's the World card, Major Arcana, right? And at the bottom it says Regeneration. I think we talked about that as well. So these are pretty big messages that are coming up, and I do feel it's yes, it's specific to Capricorn during this time, but I think overall all of the readings are somewhat relatable to humans in a collective, right? So this is about you stepping up to help people who have helped you in the past. So if you're able to do so during this time and you're in a good space yourself, it's your call to step up and help those who have helped you in the past. It can also, for others, be a concern of don't bite off more than you can chew. Because honestly, it's really just going to cause more stress during this time. Don't carry any unnecessary burdens is what I'm hearing as well. You need to let things go, really, to allow yourself to come into the present moment, to experience this current reality, to allow yourself to experience not only the emotions, you don't want those stuck in your system. You want to feel them and let them go. You want to experience them so that you can let them go. But we're very much going to need to be present in this current moment and not focusing on the past. We will have a time where we're going to make a plan and focus on the future, absolutely. I have lots of hope myself for the future, faith that everything is going to come together and we will work together as a whole. But it's really going to be about the focus of the now moment so that we can come to a point of accepting our current reality. This is going to be a really big transition for a lot of people. So you're being asked to remember also at this time that you are a soul. You are a soul who is experiencing a human existence. But first and foremost, you are a soul in a human body. You are a soul experiencing things from a soul level, but also from a human level, if that makes sense. This card, finally, I will say, it is a conduit for miracles. So if you're able to tap into connecting with the higher self during this time, and your manifestation abilities and co-creative abilities are quite strong, this can definitely be symbolic of miracles happening around you. So this could be big or small. All right. Love, love, love this. 4 of Swords. It says recovery at the bottom. So for those of you who maybe are dealing with a virus, for those of you who maybe are dealing with other health issues during this time, for those of you who need to, like I say, it doesn't have to be just be physical. It can be on all different levels. It can be emotionally. You may feel drained. This could be a period where you're recovering from that. Exercise will do wonders for things like depression. It'll allow those endorphins to kind of get moving, right? So whatever is really affecting you, if you're not able to get a good night's sleep, these are things that you're going to gradually be recovering from. It's not an overnight thing, but this is a really good indication that that is coming towards you, okay? And then you have 2 of Earth, which is 2 of Pentacles. This is about being flexible. We need to, for those of you who are working quite a bit because you're maybe a frontline worker who's being called to at this time, this is really, really important that you're focusing on a balance between work life during this time. If you are putting yourself in jeopardy of becoming worn out and lowering your immune system could be compromised, and that's not helping anyone. So just keep these things in mind. You may need to hear them during this time. So this is about maintaining, being grounded and confident during this time, having realistic expectations of yourself and others during this time. But mostly it's about being flexible. Another Earth card, so 6 of Earth, 6 of Pentacles. This is really, really good news. This is about unexpected resources coming your way. It could be about generosity. Again, a second indication here. It may be about someone coming to your aid in your time of need. It could represent shared resources. Again, if we have more than we need and we notice that a neighbor doesn't, now is the best possible time to reach out and share our resources. It's all about give and take. What you give, it does come back around to you, and it's kind of magical how things unfold. All right, next card. Moon card, Major Arcana. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so this specifically in your reading is all about, it's about illusions. So seeing past the illusion. So things at this time are very up in the air. Information coming our way is very, it could be very different coming from different sources. So it really is about seeing past the illusion at this point. We may be experiencing a moment in time where we're not being told all of the details. So really it's almost as if there's a veil that we are needing to see past. So to see past the illusion and really listen to your intuition during this time. Other than that, this can also be very symbolic of needing to be patient. So patience and flexibility with yourself and others is going to be so, so important during this time. Unfortunately, and I will say it, if you have any indication on your intuition at this time, your gut feeling tells you that you just can't trust somebody, this card is screaming to me that you likely can't trust them. So if you're getting that vibe, if you're getting that gut feeling, if it's in your intuition and for some reason or another that's popping up for you, likely you need to listen to that gut feeling and intuition. It's our internal guidance system, which is trying to guide us and protect us, right? We need to learn to trust in ourselves. King of Air is the last card, the last tarot card. So this is going to be all about listening to intellect during this time. So really making sure that, like I said, again, facts, question everything. Question where the information is coming from. Speak your mind. Speak your mind with confidence. But also, I really like that this came up as well because it can be all about balance as well. So balance of mental and emotional considerations during this time. All right, so that's the end of the read, but I will take a look here at. So I have a blessing here for you. It says, conscious choice. Life is intentional, not accidental. I bless this central fact. Consciousness instigates shifts in our outer reality. Recognizing that I have the power to change my world by changing my thinking. I set for myself a gentle vigilance towards negative thoughts. So really a conscious choice, it is a choice. It very much is a choice as to whether or not we want to choose fear or if we want to choose love. It is a choice. Only we have the power to make this choice. If you're going to choose fear, you're going to be in a lower vibration. If you're going to choose love, you're going to be in a higher vibration. Higher vibrations tend to help you to keep a strong immune system. It will help you to stay in a better mental frame of mind. When you do choose a space of love, doing things out of love, doing things from a heart space, and understanding that you are able to call upon spirit guides, ascended masters, spirit, the divine, to provide you with guidance and assistance during this time. Just be open to receiving their guidance, open to receiving the signs and symbols coming your way with answers. And the last thing I will say about this in particular, wherever love exists, fear cannot. It's not possible. So if you're struggling with fear during this time, wherever fear exists, in order to kind of turn that around, you want to focus on possibilities. When fear comes into your mind, you want to switch that around to what are the possibilities that are going to come from this situation instead of focusing solely on the fear. All right, last card. This is your inspirational message. Love it so much. Be gentle with yourself, guys. Be gentle with yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Be loving with yourself. Take your foot off the gas and don't push yourself so hard. If you need to rest, then take a break. The world won't fall apart if you nap. Renew yourself, dear one. You are a treasure. Be gentle with yourself. All right, guys, I am going to cut this reading off here just for the sake of everyone's having to listen to the barking dogs. So thank you for your patience on that. When we're all stuck in a house together, it's really hard to get some quiet time to get the videos done. So I'm going to kind of just go with the flow. Have a little patience and a little understanding. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for the beautiful, lovely comments. I appreciate each and every single one of you. For those of you who would like to come back from week to week, please remember to click on subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, for those of you anyone that resonated with this message, please remember to click on like and don't forget subscribe. Take care of yourself first and foremost, and then you'll be able to take care of others. Bye.